عليكم. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام دكتور.
الحمد لله. نبدأ جنان ولا إيه؟
بس ثواني دكتور شوي عشان الكل يدخل.
أعتقد إن الناس نايمة يا جنان.
The recording has stopped.
أنا هبدأ جنان. أوكي.
أوكي.
This meeting is being recorded.
دكتور مو سامعينك.
We have to identify for the Ospe, for the arteries and the vein. Each artery we have to identify what is the origin of the artery and one branch from each artery, one branch. For the vein also, what is the beginning of the vein and termination of the vein? What is the termination of the vein? Okay. Okay. For this slide, if I told anyone for you, identify this artery. Identify this artery.
Arch of the aorta.
Yes, arch of the aorta. Identify this artery.
Descending thoracic aorta.
Yes, but here, if you put an imaginary line here like that, so this is the beginning, and this is the termination of the arch of aorta, and the beginning of the descending aorta. So this is the descending aorta, and this is the arch of aorta. What is the branches of the arch of aorta?
There's the left and right subclavian artery.
Yes.
And the right and left common carotid artery, and the last one is the brachiocephalic artery that divides into two right subclavian and right common carotid arteries.
Yes, yes, you can count these branches from the arch of aorta from here, from the left to the right. This is the left, and this is the right. So this is the first branch here is left subclavian artery, left subclavian artery. The middle one will be left common carotid, carotid, and this one will be brachiocephalic artery. Brachiocephalic artery. Please try to line this guide. The arch, the branches of the arch from the left to the right, as we said, the left one is left subclavian. From here, left subclavian, then left common carotid, then brachiocephalic artery. Okay? Any question here? Any question here?
Doctor, do I have to say arch of aorta, or do I have to specify like from the right side ascending aorta as well?
Ascending aorta, if it is appears good, it's okay. Okay.
Okay.
Here, who can imagine this view? This is also the arch of aorta. This is the arch. This is the heart. This is the pulmonary trunk. And this is the arch of aorta. Who tell me the branches of the arch from the left to the right? Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 1 is?
Left subclavian artery.
Excellent. Number 2?
Left common carotid.
Number 3?
Brachiocephalic.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Every slide I will specify some specific point. Here, this is the external features of the heart. We have to know the arteries here. What is the name of the artery and what is the origin of this artery and or the vein, and also specific part of the external feature of the heart. Please identify this chamber.
Right ventricle.
Yes. This one.
Left ventricle.
This one.
Right atrium.
Please, this is not exactly the right atrium. This is a right auricle. If I put the marked part on this top, this is the auricle, okay? And also here the auricle, left auricle, okay? Right auricle and the left auricle, okay? Auricle means like your auricle. Okay, if I put here, identify number 5. Girl side, girl. Number 5.
Above the right ventricle.
This is anterior view of the heart. This is
Vestibule.
anterior view. Huh?
Vestibule.
Vestibule.
I think this, since it's above the right ventricle, this is the infundibulum, maybe.
Yes, in structure, part of the right ventricle, and below the pulmonary trunk. This is a pulmonary trunk, which originating from the right ventricle will be infundibulum. If I put here, will be right ventricle, but the pointing here in the upper part of the right ventricle near the pulmonary trunk, so it will be infundibulum of the right ventricle. Okay, identify.
In the arch of aorta.
Identify.
Superior vena cava.
Yes, superior vena cava here, open in the right ventricle.
Yeah.
Okay. The question for girl. Identify this artery. Girl side.
Anterior interventricular artery.
Excellent. Anterior interventricular artery. What is the branch of this artery? Branch from where? Anterior interventricular.
From the left coronary artery.
Yes, left coronary artery.
One of the branches of it.
Yes, one of the branch of the left coronary artery. Girl, what is this artery?
Left circumflex.
Circumflex coronary. Circumflex coronary, which branch also from the left coronary. Left coronary artery give two terminal division: anterior interventricular and circumflex coronary. Okay. Identify this artery.
Right coronary artery.
Yes. Yeah, right coronary. from the right side, right coronary. Branch from ascending aorta,
Yeah.
right coronary. Branch from ascending aorta. Logic and very simple, like that.
Doctor, question about that picture. So
Yes.
for the auricle, they're like at the edges of the atrium, like
Yes, yes.
very edges.
Yes, here, this part. This is the auricle.
Okay. And the pulmonary trunk in that picture is like absent. Like I could imagine it, right?
Cut here. It is
It's-
cut.
Ah, it's cut.
This is a small part of the pulmonary trunk.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Welcome. Girl. Identify. This is anterior view of the heart also.
Right auricle.
And this part.
Left or
Left auricle.
So if I put it here,
Right atrium.
excellent. Put it here,
superior vena cava. Okay.
here,
Yeah. Right. The left brachiocephalic vein,
yes.
and the other one is right brachiocephalic vein.
Yes, we have two veins here forming the superior vena cava. The superior vena cava is formed by the union of two veins, the left brachiocephalic vein and the right brachiocephalic vein. Okay?
Okay, because it drains into the atrium.
Identify.
Arch of aorta.
We have three branches of the arch of aorta.
From left to right, left subclavian artery, left common carotid, and the brachiocephalic artery.
Artery. This question is for girl. Identify this artery.
Pulmonary trunk.
If I put it below the pulmonary trunk, any mark like that, what is the name of this part?
Infundibulum.
Excellent. The pulmonary trunk will divide into two arteries.
Left and right.
One left and one right. What is the name?
Right pulmonary artery. Left
Excellent.
pulmonary artery.
Excellent. This is the left pulmonary artery and the right pulmonary artery. Okay. What is the name of this artery?
Right coronary. Right coronary artery.
Yes, right coronary artery. This is a branch from ascending aorta. Please try to specify. Right coronary branch from the ascending aorta. We have two arteries here, one like that and one will circumflex like that. So this is the anterior interventricular. Anterior interventricular from the left coronary, and this is the circumflex coronary from the left coronary also. This is the right ventricle, left ventricle. This is the apex of the heart. Okay. What is the name of this vein?
Great cardiac vein.
Yes, the great cardiac vein with the anterior interventricular artery, and will terminate in the coronary sinus. This is what?
I think it's the small cardiac vein.
Yes, small. But the great with the anterior interventricular artery, and the small will be with the right coronary, and both will terminate or end in the coronary sinus, small cardiac vein.
Doctor, so
Very simple, yes.
where is the anterior cardiac veins? Isn't it very close to small cardiac veins?
This very, very small and open direct inside the wall of the heart. Okay?
Okay.
Very, very small, delicate.
All right. تمام. شكرا دكتور.
Welcome. This is also anterior view of the heart. This is anterior view of the heart. This is the right auricle,
Right auricle.
left auricle.
Left auricle.
This is the pulmonary trunk.
Right trunk.
This is ascending aorta, superior vena cava. The ascending aorta will give the right coronary artery and the left coronary. The left coronary will divide it into anterior interventricular and circumflex coronary. The vein with the anterior interventricular will be great cardiac vein. The vein with the right coronary will be small cardiac vein. This is the right ventricle. This is the left ventricle. This is the infundibulum. You got it? Easy.
Easy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Any question here, Shabab?
What are those? Are those 4 pulmonary veins like next to the superior vena cava?
The full pulmonary veins or the veins usually will be good. Yes, we have here two veins, but it is better from the back of the heart
Okay.
because this is the left atrium. The left atrium of the left atrium, exactly the base of the heart, and we have 4 pulmonary veins open inside the left atrium. This is a pulmonary vein. Yes, excellent.
All right.
Okay, we'll go to the. Oh my God. Plus, repeating every slide. It is repeating from the first one. Very rapid. Identify chamber.
Right ventricle. Left ventricle. Left auricle. No, it's left atrium, and this is right
No,
auricle.
no. Auricle.
Oh,
Both are auricle. Okay.
okay.
Huh.
Pulmonary trunk. Right and left pulmonary arteries. Arch of aorta. Left subclavian. Yeah, go.
Yes. Left subclavian.
Left common carotid and brachycephalic artery.
Brachycephalic artery. Girl, what is the name of this artery here?
Anterior interventricular artery.
Huh?
Right coronary artery.
Oh my God. Why? Right coronary here. To the right side. Okay? Circumflex, yes. Please don't forget I want from all of you to make a mistake here in this tutorial. But during the exam, don't make any mistake. Okay? Now we are trained ourselves.
So from that picture, doctor, like the only thing we could see is in terms of the atriums, we can only see the auricles from that picture, right?
Here?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
This is an atrium?
No, auricle. But I was saying, like, from this picture, we could only identify the auricles. They're like it's visible.
The edge, Nawaf, will be the auricle. This is the edge also. This is the edge. So it will be auricle.
Okay.
This is the apex of the heart. And also during I will identify the artery to be not confusing. This is artery or vein. This is the base of the heart. This is the base or the back of the heart. This is a posterior view of the heart. Posterior view.
Yeah.
Identify.
Pulmonary veins.
Pulmonary
Left
trunk.
atrium.
No, this is a left atrium.
Because of the 4 pulmonary veins connected to it.
Yes, we have here 4 pulmonary veins open inside the left atrium. Yeah, if I put it here, identify the vein, it is a left upper pulmonary vein. Left upper pulmonary vein. Here, left lower pulmonary vein. Right upper pulmonary vein. Right lower pulmonary vein. And this is the left atrium. Please don't forget. The left atrium, you can identify the left atrium easily by the 4 pulmonary vein open inside it. This is the right atrium. And this is the inferior vena cava inside, superior vena cava. This is the arch of aorta. This is the pulmonary trunk dividing into right and left pulmonary artery. But here, you have to identify the biggest vein here between the left atrium and the left ventricle. This vein will be coronary sinus. Please don't forget, from the back only will appear coronary sinus. Coronary sinus will be very clear from the back of the heart. This is the back of the heart. And this is the left ventricle. Why? You are looking at the heart from the back. This is the left atrium. This is the right atrium. This is the right ventricle. So this groove here between the two ventricle, posterior interventricular groove. So the artery here will be posterior interventricular artery, and any vein here with a posterior interventricular artery will be middle cardiac vein. Again, I know that you are forget everything.
Middle cardiac vein.
Again, okay. This is the coronary sinus on the back of the heart. Between the left ventricle and the right ventricle, you will find the posterior interventricular groove. So any artery here, any artery in this groove will be posterior interventricular artery, and any vein here will be middle cardiac vein. Middle cardiac vein. Type.
Okay.
We have here a small vein of the left atrium here, and a small vein of the left ventricle. What is the name of this vein? This vein will be
Oblique vein of the left
Yes.
atrium.
Yes, oblique vein of the left atrium, and this vein will be
Posterior vein of the left ventricle.
yes, posterior vein of the left ventricle.
Mm.
Identify the marked arrow.
Coronary sinus.
Girl, what is identify? Anat,
Left atrium.
excellent. واحد اثنين.
Pulmonary veins.
Excellent. And identify this artery.
Posterior interventricular artery.
Posterior interventricular artery.
Excellent. أي vein مع posterior interventricular artery will be
Middle cardiac vein.
middle cardiac vein. برافو عليك. طب مين يقول لي دي؟
I think it's from a posterior view, so inferior vena cava?
Yes, yes, because this is the right atrium.
Right atrium, yeah.
Yeah, this is the inferior vena cava, and the superior vena cava will be above.
Okay.
Okay. You got it?
Okay, so right.
Any question here? طيب. This part.
Shoot.
This is also the back of the heart. During inshallah Ospe, I will specify for you to be clear. This is the back of the heart or the anterior view of the heart.
Yes! Thank you, doctor.
Okay. This is the back of the heart. What is the name of this vein?
Coronary
Coronary
sinus.
sinus.
MashaAllah, كويس. Identify this artery.
Posterior interventricular artery.
Posterior interventricular artery.
What is the origin of this? The posterior interventricular artery.
Right coronary artery.
Right
Yes.
coronary artery.
Yes, excellent. This vein will be,
Middle cardiac vein.
Middle
Middle
cardiac.
cardiac vein.
and any cardiac veins, شباب, any cardiac vein, the termination will be in the coronary sinus. Okay. This is the left atrium, and this is the. أنا مش شايفها كويس. نشوفها. This is the left atrium, maybe pulmonary veins, but not good. Okay. Same. Coronary sinus, middle cardiac vein, posterior interventricular artery, and the middle cardiac vein, posterior vein of the left ventricle, inferior vena cava, and so on. Okay, I love this view. Why? Because this is anterior view. We are removing the heart to show the mediastinum. So this is the superior vena cava,
Definitely.
and the superior vena cava is formed by the union of two veins. Please don't forget.
Right and left brachiocephalic vein.
This is the right brachiocephalic vein, and this is the left brachiocephalic vein. This is the arch of aorta and the three branches of the arch of aorta: left subclavian, left common carotid, and the brachiocephalic.
Okay.
This is the trachea, and it's divided at the hilum here at the bifurcation at T4, thoracic vertebra number 4, into the right bronchus and the left bronchus. This part will be as esophagus, will go down to esophageal opening of the diaphragm and go inside the abdomen. This is the descending thoracic aorta. Okay.
Okay.
This is regarding to the content of the mediastinum. The same here, but more. This is the trachea divided in right bronchus, left bronchus, esophagus, descending thoracic aorta, arch of aorta, superior vena cava, and this is the pulmonary vessels inside the hilum of the heart. Sorry, the hilum of the lung. One, two, three. Identify veins. Who can?
Left brachiocephalic,
Excellent.
right brachiocephalic forming the superior vena cava.
Excellent. Appreciated. Who can identify number 4?
Fibrous pericardium.
Yes. Excellent.
So fibrous pericardium. Okay.
Who can? Top number 5 and 6. Who can identify?
Trachea and esophagus.
Excellent.
Hey.
Content of mediastinum. Type. Identify this artery.
Wait. It could be circumflux. I think it could be circumflux.
Right to imagine. This is anterior view or posterior view of the heart. This is number 1.
Anterior view. So
Anterior view.
I think it's
Okay,
circumflux.
so this is logic. This is the right ventricle. It is logic, and the left ventricle. So what is the name of this artery?
Oh shit.
Anterior interventricular
Yes,
arch.
yes, simply like that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Anterior interventricular. Okay.
Okay. Regarding to the DR number 2, we are opening the. We will open the heart from inside to see the heart from inside. If you remember the right atrium, we open the right atrium.
Those are the cavities for it. Yeah.
Yes,
It's the fossa ovalis.
yes. Fossa ovalis.
And
And what is the name?
Annulus ovalis.
Annulus ovalis. Fossa ovalis and annulus ovalis. This is the inferior vena cava opening, superior vena cava opening. Tricuspid opening. And this is the opening for coronary sinus.
Coronary sinus.
Type. What is the name of this fiber on the wall of the right atrium?
It's the anterior rough part, so it's muscular pectinani.
Yes, musculi pectinati. Yes. And this is a ridge will be crista terminalis. Again, musculi pectinati and crista terminalis. Okay.
So crista terminalis is always at the edges in that next to
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. This is the ridge. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This is the opening of the anterior of the right ventricle. Huh? The anterior of the right ventricle. Auricle, right auricle, left auricle, right atrium, left ventricle. This is the anterior interventricular artery and the great cardiac vein. This is the right coronary and the small cardiac vein, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Okay, this is the pulmonary trunk and the cuspis of the pulmonary trunk. This is an outflow part. If you remember, outflow part is smooth part.
The
And this
infundibulum.
is, yes, supraventricular crest. This is the tricuspid. We have here what is called papillary muscle, if you remember. Huh? This is the anterior papillary muscle,
Then
posterior papillary muscle, and septal papillary muscle. Again, anterior papillary muscle, posterior papillary muscle, and the septal papillary muscle.
Okay. So anterior, posterior, or septal?
Anterior papillary muscle, septal papillary posterior, and the septal papillary muscle. The fiber here between the papillary muscle and the cusp will be named,
Chordae tendineae.
yes, chordae tendineae. What is the name of this fiber between the anterior papillary muscle and the septum?
Moderator band.
Excellent. 100% excellent. moderator band or septomarginal band. Moderator band.
Moderator band.
شاطرين.
Doctor, just to be clear, the one with the 3 cusps in that picture is the pulmonary trunk. Right?
Yes, here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was just confused because it was in red color. Usually it was in blue color in other pictures.
Don't confuse about the color, okay?
Okay.
Because the pulmonary here near the heart will be anterior. So this is the pulmonary. Even the color of the pulmonary trunk artery, and this is the aorta. The inside here like a cusp, like a door. صح?
Yeah.
So we have here three cusps, semilunar cusp.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
Okay. The same. Pulmonary, arch of aorta,
Arch of Aorta.
superior vena cava. This is the right coronary. To the right side of the heart, the right coronary. Left side of the heart, left coronary, and the left coronary will divide it two terminal division, anterior and the circumflex. This is the left auricle. This is the right ventricle, left ventricle. The right ventricle inside it will be papillary muscle. Okay.
Okay. Papillary muscle.
Yes. Outflow part.
Infundibulum.
The same. This is the left ventricle here. This is the papillary muscle anterior and the posterior papillary muscle. Pulmonary trunk and the cuspis of the pulmonary trunk. This is the cuspis of the aorta from the left ventricle. This is the left atrium, which connecting it to the left ventricle through the mitral cusp or the mitral valve.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What in the world?
This is the right ventricle open. This is the pulmonary trunk, so or infundibulum. So this is the outflow part, supraventricular crest, and this is the papillary muscle, anterior papillary muscle. This is the chorda tendini. This is the anterior interventricular artery. This is the pericardium. The same. This is the anterior interventricular artery and anterior surface of the heart. Okay. Now we will jump to the blood supply of head and neck. Blood supply of head and neck. This is a point we have to know. We finished this superior vena cava, left brachiocephalic, right brachiocephalic. This is the so on. But the brachiocephalic, each brachiocephalic will formed by the union of two veins. Internal jugular vein unite with the subclavian vein to form the brachiocephalic. Please don't forget that. This is the internal jugular vein descending from the head and the neck, and the subclavian from the upper limb unite together to form the brachiocephalic. But if you want to concentrate here, you have to identify this is the left internal jugular and this is the right. Yeah, please try to specify this is left or right in the exam. Okay. This is the veins. This is a parotid gland. So any vein behind the auricle will be posterior auricular vein. Unite with what to form what?
It will unite with the posterior branch of the retromandibular vein to form the external jugular vein.
Yes, yeah, this is the external jugular vein. I will change the color. Okay. This will be external jugular vein. Why? External jugular vein. I love this vein. Any vein above the sternomastoid muscle, this is sternomastoid. Any vein above the sternomastoid muscle will be external jugular vein, and this vein will terminate in the subclavian. If I ask you what is the termination of this vein, will be in the subclavian.
Okay.
This is the anterofacial. Unite with the anterior division of retromandibular to form the common facial. Will terminate in the internal jugular. Internal jugular usually deep to the sternomastoid. Okay. Again, anterior facial. anterior division of retromandibular, common facial, internal jugular. Posterior auricular, posterior division of retromandibular, subclavian, sorry, external jugular will terminate in subclavian.
So in pretty much in every picture, doctor, what's basically separates the external and internal jugular vein in terms of locations, the sternocleidomastoid, right?
Yes,
It's like a wall. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Must be like that. External and internal according to its relation to the sternomastoid.
Okay.
Yes, like here. Like here. If I told you what is the name of this vein, from the first start.
External jugular vein, because it's superficial.
Yes. Superficial to the sternomastoid.
Yeah.
And the deep to the sternomastoid will be
Internal jugular vein.
internal jugular vein. Any vein behind the auricle will be posterior auricular. Any vein above the parotid gland in front of the auricle to reaching the temporal, superficial temporal vein and the superficial temporal artery. This is the facial artery and the facial vein, anterior facial vein.
So anterior facial vein.
Okay.
going down. Okay.
Please, logic. Any artery here, it is a branch from external carotid. Any artery here in the head and the neck, for example, superficial temporal artery, a branch from external carotid. Facial artery, branch from external carotid. Posterior auricular artery, branch from external carotid. Occipital artery, branch from external carotid. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Because I will ask you about the origin of this artery. This is also the same. This is the internal jugular, anterior facial with the anterior division, common facial, internal jugular.
Internal jugular. Okay.
We removed the sternomastoid to see the internal jugular completely. This is the common carotid artery. This is the superficial temporal and the maxillary artery. This is a facial artery. Any artery from external carotid and descending like that to the not ascending, descending to reach the parotid gland, sorry, thyroid gland, will be superior thyroid artery. Superior thyroid artery branch from external carotid. Superior thyroid artery. The same. The thyroid arteries. This is the common carotid number A. That's the common carotid artery, and the vein here internal jugular. Any vein in the neck like that with the carotid will be internal jugular.
So internal jugular veins.
Okay, I will ask you here. Vein. Identify vein.
External jugular vein.
What is the termination of this vein?
Subclavian vein.
Subclavian. Identify the artery.
Posterior auricular artery.
Identify the artery.
Occipital artery.
Artery.
I think this is facial artery.
Facial.
Facial artery.
Facial artery. Superficial temporal, and all these arteries are branches from external carotid.
Doctor, the artery next to the superficial temporal, is that the maxillary artery? Like coming out?
This one?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No. Because the maxillary you have to remove, it is deep.
Okay.
Go to deep to this part. Okay?
Okay.
Facial artery. Okay? External jugular.
External jugular.
Identify this artery. Who can say?
Is it inferior thyroid? Or internal carotid?
You know what? Descending or ascending?
It's like it's descending down. So
So
Superior
will be
thyroid artery.
Superior.
excellent. Superior thyroid artery.
No. Wait, so doctor, internal carotid artery is like from not anywhere near like inside the
Internal carotid, it is one of the branches of the common carotid, but here it is deep to the sternomastoid. It do not be good.
Okay.
Next slides will, inshallah, will better.
Alright.
Internal carotid, no branches in the neck. No
Yeah.
branches in the neck. In artery descending like that will be
Inferior
Superior,
thyroid artery. Oh, superior. sorry.
superior thyroid artery. This is the facial, temporal.
Facial, temporal.
Okay. This is subclavian artery, yeah? Subclavian, make a curve like that, like arch. Oh, nice here. Nice. Huh? What is the branch name?
Superior thyroid artery.
Branch from where?
Right from the external carotid artery.
Then, شفت هنا? This is a common carotid.
Yeah.
Then divide into external, give branches, and this is the internal carotid. Yes? You got it?
Yeah.
External will give branches. Internal carotid, no branches. External give superior thyroid, and lingual, and so on, and facial, and superficial temporal, posterior auricular, and so on. Who can identify this artery?
Carotid? No.
And this vein, the same, in between two muscles. There is a muscle in between. Subclavian, okay? Any artery like that at the root of the neck, horizontal like that, will be subclavian.
Okay.
Subclavian vein and the subclavian artery. Subclavian vein, in between, you will find the muscles named scalenus anterior. Scalenus anterior, which
yeah.
divide the artery into three parts, subclavian. Scalenus anterior. So, subclavian artery, subclavian vein. Please don't forget. Oh, good, excellent. This view is excellent. Identify number one.
Common carotid artery.
Huh.
And this one, external.
Internal.
External or internal? I told you how to differentiate between the external and the internal.
Internal.
Yes, because the artery, no branches, internal. The artery will give branches like that. So this is external. Okay? This is external. This is internal. This is common.
Okay.
Type. What is the branches of the external? Yeah. Try to specify. The artery behind the auricle will be
Posterior auricular artery.
auricular. The artery in front of the auricle to the temporal will be
Superficial temporal artery.
the artery go deep to the maxilla will be
Maxillary artery.
maxillary. Artery to the face wavy like that. Facial. Artery to the tongue, lingual. Artery descending like that to reach the thyroid gland will be superior thyroid. Artery to the back also will be occipital.
Occipital artery.
Again. Auricular, posterior auricular, occipital, temporal maxillary, facial, then lingual, then descending superior thyroid. This is the branches of the external carotid artery. I love this part.
دكتور
Yes.
معلش بس عشان make sure إنه كل every branch we have is from the external carotid artery.
Yes, here. Yes, in this view.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, in this view, all these branches I told you now, these are branches from external carotid artery. The external carotid هو main supply of head and the neck. Internal carotid is the main supply of the brain. So no branches here in the head and the neck. The same. This is a parotid gland, but it is inverted like that. Okay. We'll go to the upper limb. We'll jump to the upper limb. Upper limb, we have arteries and vein. The vein, very, very easy. You have to identify superficial and deep veins. Like what? Like you have to identify where the lateral and the medial. This is lateral and this is medial. So any vein laterally will be
Your cephalic vein.
cephalic vein. Cephalic. Any vein medially will be
Basilic vein.
basilic. And the vein connecting in between the cubital fossa will be
Median cubital vein.
yes, median cubital vein. Okay, excellent. Okay, this is a cephalic vein. Okay. This is regarding to superficial veins. What is the termination of this vein? Yani if I ask you, what is the termination of the cephalic?
Axillary.
Axillary, excellent. What is the termination of the basilic?
To unite with the vena committens of the brachial artery to form the axillary vein.
Yes, and if you also told me axillary, just said direct answer like that, it's true also.
Just axillary vein? Okay.
Yes, you can told me that if you have no time, but if you have time, it's okay.
Okay.
And both are originating from the dorsal venous arch,
Originate, yeah.
the beginning. Identify this vein.
So I think it's laterocephalic vein.
Cephalic, no? All these are cephalic.
Yeah.
Identify this vein, but it is disconnecting, then uniting again.
Basilic vein.
Basilic. And the basilic will form here. This is what? Now we are here in the axilla. So will be
Axillary vein.
Axillary
Yes.
vein.
Axillary vein, and this is the axillary artery. Okay? You got it?
Axillary vein, axillary artery.
What is the vein in the, what is the artery here in the arm?
Brachial artery.
Brachial artery. The same. Okay? Cephalic, basilic, cubital, brachial artery, and the brachial artery will give you radial and ulnar artery. What is the branches of the radial and ulnar? From the brachial artery. What is the origin of the brachial artery? From the axillary artery. What is the origin of the axillary? From subclavian artery. Okay, like that.
Okay.
And please try to know one branch from each artery. Only one branch. And if I told you one branch from brachial, you can say that it is radial or ulnar. Okay?
Okay.
Yani just try to memorize one artery. If I ask you one branch from one artery.
Doctor, just to be clear on that picture, which one was on the medial side and on the lateral side for basilic?
Okay.
Because I couldn't tell from this.
You are now confused about where is the medial and where is the lateral.
Yeah.
And I hope you are confused. Why? To know, you have to know that is the medial epicondyle, which is the most prominent here. Okay? Medial epicondyle, so it is a medial, so, and this is the lateral, so this is cephalic. Okay?
Doctor, can I say the
Ulnar nerve?
Can I say the radial
Artery?
branch from the brachial?
Yes. Radial artery branch from the brachial, and ulnar artery branch from the brachial. Yes, it's good. And also هنا نواف, the ulnar nerve behind the medial epicondyle like that. It is hidden behind, so it is a medial also.
Okay, thanks for the tip, doctor.
Yes. This is regarding to the artery, brachial artery, dividing into radial and ulnar. This is the ulnar artery. Here it is simply, you can identify the medial from the lateral. It is simply by the thumb. It is lateral. And here radial artery, ulnar artery, and forming the arch in the hand, deep palmar arch. Arch in the hand here, deep palmar arch. This is the radial artery. Radial artery is a branch from the brachial. And if I ask you one branch from the radial artery, deep palmar arch. Recurrent artery, radial recurrent artery, like that. Ulnar artery branch, ulnar recurrent artery. Okay?
Like any other branches, doctor, like for radial artery, I could also say radialis and dices artery or princess.
Any artery,
Any
any artery you remember it, you can write. Okay.
Okay.
From the lower limb. Identify this artery.
I think this femoral vein.
I told you, I will tell you, this is the thigh anterior view. Thigh anterior view. Thigh anterior view. So this will be femoral, vein, artery, and nerve. The medial is the vein, lateral to the vein is artery, lateral to the artery the nerve, femoral nerve. So will be all are femoral. Oh, vein, femoral vein, artery, and nerve. الفemoral vein, huh? What is the origin of the femoral vein?
External iliac vein.
لا.
Femoral vein?
Femoral vein, this is the termination, external iliac.
Popliteal vein.
Yes, popliteal vein, excellent.
I got it reversed. Yeah.
Yes, the vein is the reverse of the artery, okay? The artery is the origin external iliac, then femoral, then popliteal, then anterior tibial, then posterior tibial, okay? But here, the vein, it is the opposite. You have to reverse it. Identify this artery.
Femoral artery.
Identify this artery.
External iliac artery.
Why? Because this is a inguinal ligament.
Yes.
Yes. And this is a femoral nerve lateral to the artery.
Femoral nerve.
You imagine this view.
It's in the back of the leg.
Yes, this is the back of the leg. So this is artery is
posterior tibialis artery.
Yes, and this artery will be.
I believe. Is it popliteal artery?
Yes.
Popliteal artery.
Yes, yes. Back of the knee joint will be popliteal. Back of the leg will be posterior tibial.
And of course,
if I ask you what is the origin of the posterior tibial, يبقى popliteal. What is the termination? Plantar. Okay.
Plantar arch.
What is this view will be?
It's in front of the legs.
So this artery,
Anterior tibialis artery.
Anterior tibial artery from popliteal, and in the dorsum of the foot, it's changing the name to be
dorsalis pedis artery.
Pedis artery. Okay.
Dorsalis pedis artery.
Oh, this artery?
Posterior tibial artery.
This vein.
I believe that's great saphenous vein.
Great saphenous.
Yes, excellent.
Because it has a dorsal venous arch on the foot as well, doctor.
Yes, dorsal venous arch. This is the beginning of the great saphenous, and they will go medially in the front of the medial malleolus, medial of the leg, back of the knee, medial of the thigh, to terminate where? Great saphenous in the femoral vein. The great saphenous vein, its termination will be in the femoral vein. Great saphenous medially, shabab, medially of the foot, medially of the leg, and so on. What this part? I don't know. Here for the dorsalis pedis artery. This is the dorsalis pedis artery. Dorsalis pedis, any artery on the dorsum of the foot will be dorsalis pedis artery. You can feel you can palpate this artery on the dorsum of the foot. This is a branch from anterior tibial and will terminate dorsalis pedis in the plantar arch, in the dorsum, in the sole of the foot. Plantar arch. يبقى dorsalis pedis from anterior tibial and terminate in the plantar arch.
Plantar arch. Dorsalis pedis.
Oh, we finished already?
Doctor, just to be clear on the termination, so termination dorsal pedis artery is definitely on the plantar arch to unite with the lateral plantar artery.
Lateral plantar artery forming the plantar arch. Here, this is a lateral plantar artery, and they make an arch like that. It curves like that, so it is named lateral plantar artery. Yes, Nawaf. And the dorsalis pedis will go to the lateral plantar to form the plantar arch. If you told me, your answer, plantar arch, it is okay, and the lateral plantar artery is okay also. Both are okay.
Okay, and just one more question, just to be sure, is that if there was a question about termination of anterior tibialis anterior, is there a termination, or do I just say dorsal pedis?
Anterior dorsalis pedis termination.
Okay.
Yes. Any question? Anat?
I have another question, doctor, about the the oblique vein of the left atrium and the posterior vein of the left ventricle. So in order
coronary sinus.
Yeah, from the coronary sinus. So in order to differentiate it from, for example, the middle cardiac vein, these two veins are like separate. They're like not in between the ventricles, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
So the
Not in
posterior.
between the ventricles. Yes.
Yeah, so the posterior vein is on its own thing, with the left ventricle like down, and oblique
Yeah.
vein upwards. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, doctor.
Welcome. Any questions?
Doctor,
Yeah.
also this Ospe, most of the questions will be anatomy.
Inshallah, please. This is for you. You have to identify which is the most DR. Anatomy. Okay. The first main subject will be in the Ospe, inshallah, anatomy, large station. Number 2, after that will be physiology. Okay. After that, all are equal. Like after that, pathology. Then micro, the same. Then bio and radiology. Okay, but the main here, more than 70% anatomy and physiology. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Any questions? Again,
Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much.
please try to concentrate. Try to يعني نول يعني فقد الدرجات دي losing of the mark ده يعني حاجة يعني صعبة جدا. أنا مش عايز حد يفقد درجات. الأمور very simple. And also for end block we have I told you before what is the subject will be included in the end block. The end block we have many subject. And how many lecture for هنا. You can weight the lectures according to the MSQ. يعني the more the lectures will be more MSQ will be reflected more in the MSQ in the end block. Okay. Okay.
Clear.
And I divide the questions like knowledge and the skills. Also, the skills will be more than the knowledge. Any questions? Any questions? Any confusion? Any objection?
Doctor, could you please repeat the anterior tibial artery, termination and origin? Anterior tibial artery.
Anterior tibial artery, from popliteal. Okay, and terminate dorsalis pedis. That's it. Okay.
Yes, okay, thank you.
سؤال تاني. I love anyone who asking me. Please ask.
Doctor, the final exam will be how many questions?
60 إن شاء الله. لأن بلوك 16 will 40 mark.
Inshallah, it will be easy, Doctor.
إن شاء الله easy يعني anyone study will be more easy. إن شاء الله يعني احنا بنحكم دايما على الصعوبة والسهولة على المذاكرة. أي سؤال any guide أي حد عايز guidance just contact me direct. شكرا جزيلا لك.
Thank you, Doctor.
إن شاء الله.
يعطيك العافية دكتور.
السلام عليكم.
دكتور
نعم.
أنا محمد بن حمدان، بس بالنسبة للكورونري ساينس
محمد بن
هي
حمدان. محمد بن حمدان
هي
انت عامل لي مشكله. محمد بن حمدان بدور عليك.
ليش؟ أنا ما عندي سي اتش بي دكتور، ما نزلت سي اتش بي.
محمد بن حمدان.
أيوه.
انت بتهددني ولا ايه؟
لا معليش.
انا حسيت اللي هو يا شباب انا بشاهدكم على محمد بن حمدان بيهددني.
ايش سويت؟
مش عارف، حاسس كده.
لا بس كنت بقول لك ان السبيل فينا كيف والانفيريور مش برانش
لا شباب انا سالت
هي
سؤال.
برانش منها ولا
لا I will open discuss open discussion. Please, coronary sinus venosus.
مم.
Sinus venosus derivatives. What is the derivatives of the sinus venosus?
It's like it has a right and a left horn in the body. So the body is coronary sinus.
Yes.
Then the right horn is the posterior smooth part. Then the left horn gives you the oblique vein of the left atrium.
Yes.
And I think the cardinal veins, common cardinal veins, or
no. And will give you the valve of the inferior vena. The valve of the coronary sinus.
only the valve.
The valve of the inferior vena cava and the valve of the coronary sinus. Not the inferior vena cava completely or superior vena cava completely.
تمام.
This is good. Okay. محمد بحمدان.
اوكي.
اللهم
ما قصرت دكتور. شكرا. الله يعافيك.
شكرا شباب. ان شاء الله good luck for you ان شاء الله. السلام عليكم.